For you ones out there that like to spam the hit stick, for one, the hit stick was never something that you were supposed to use for every single. I don't know who put that in people's minds. I don't know how that even came about. But this right here is like your safety net. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Football Talk. And today, your boy is going to be reacting to top 27 coolest features added to college football. 27. Oh, man. I'm so excited I don't know where that came from. Sorry about that. But super excited to get into this. Shout out to the man himself, Eric Grayweather, for another college football 27 banger. Cannot wait to see this. We just reacted to yesterday the 5 best and worst things about 27. So now let's see all the cool things that are in it. Let's go.
New things were added for college football 27 this year, starting with gameplay stuff. Number 1, timing-based catching. This is an optional system that you can turn on that allows you to go up for those 50-50 balls, and if you can green your catch, you can guarantee that you come down with it unless you get hit with a big hit stick. But you can also use it in other situations too if you just want to guarantee a secure catch. There's also settings, so if you only want it to activate
I love
on
secure
deep throws
catches.
down the field, you can do that. And it works on defense too. If you get in position and you can time it right, you can guarantee the interception instead of dropping them all the time. That's just one of the 27.
That right there, if you're on defense, might be your biggest reason why you will want this turned on. Because I think it was last year, there were drops. They kind of, fixed it a little bit, got it a little bit better. But now you can control it. And if you get a green, you're coming down with it. Unless the offensive player, hits it or he turns into a defensive player in a way. But if you're on defense, I think a lot of people on defense are going to keep this on. Offense, I've seen a lot of people's opinions on this. Like he said, this is an optional thing, so you don't have to use it. But I have seen a lot of people, give me a second, let me change that. I have seen a lot of people, hesitate about this, but in my opinion, I think it's good.
Cool new things,
and I'm gonna definitely try it
27.
and
With the
see
game
how I
about
like
to
it.
release in a week, you may have not caught up on all of the info thus far, so I'm putting it all together in this
We
one
a week
video,
away,
so
chat.
all the things that matter. Number 2 is something I'm really excited about, and it's called Smart Zones. Now, we know in older games, sometimes the zone coverage left a lot to be desired. Sometimes it was okay, sometimes it was nonsensical. And look, I'm not saying it's perfect, but this year they are a lot smarter. They're going to look for work for players coming in their area. They're not going to just stand around and cover grass nearly as much. They're going to be more aware of what's happening and more aggressive at attacking things that are coming into their zone as they should. And that brings us to number 3, which is another really great gameplay feature, custom adjustments, something we've wanted for years and now it's finally here. You can set custom adjustments on both
custom
offense
adjustments
and
is
defense
going to change how you play college
so
football.
If you have certain play setups that you like or certain types of coverages you want to go to on defense versus someone that's cheesing a play over and over, you can have these already set so that you just need to press a couple of buttons and your entire defense or offense is set up with all of your custom
I wonder how
adjustments
this is going to be on online.
make 20 different clicks and inputs on your controller. This right here is going to be the absolute biggest gameplay changer for college football 27. At number 4, we have another crazy change, and that's a QB sneak meter. Yeah, they're just adding meters for everything now, but this is pretty cool.
The QB sneak meter. When this first got revealed, the amount of people that got it so wrong was well, I wasn't surprised. I mean, the community that I am in, it's yeah. But if you guys have played Madden and there was a 3rd and inches or 4th and 1 or whatever, and they did it, and they they're doing a quarterback sneak, it was damn near impossible. I stopped it once in my whole time of playing Madden 26. The other times, I don't even try because I know they're gonna dive for a first down. This meter, and hopefully he does talk about this, he probably will. They have it on defense as well, so you can time it up on defense to where you can stop this. But on offense, I love the new animation that they have. Instead of you just kind of like plopping, to a first down, like it really looks like a quarterback sneak. I think that's one thing that some people are gonna like this. It's like the passing meter. Some people are gonna like it. Some people are gonna be like, "Oh man, why we got this in the game?" You know. But for me, especially because I play against the CPU mostly, pretty much all the time, being able to stop the quarterback sneak, this is one of my like favorite like things in the game.
When you're lining up for a QB sneak now, you're going to have a green window, and if you hit it, you have a much better chance of converting. But the meter isn't the only thing that's taken into account.
But it's not automatic as well.
The defensive setup is like the strength, the weight, the rating. So all of these things are going to be factored in a lot more on the goal line or in those 1 yard to go situations now. And while all of those things are really good, there's another really big game changer coming to the game this year as well, and that's number 5, new defensive adjustments. You can now set your coverage to aggressive or conservative based on how you want your defense to react. If you're playing someone that's checking down, throwing drags, throwing flat routes every play, you know those guys, you've gone up against them before, you could set your defense to aggressive, and they're going to clamp down on that, but they will give up some of the stuff behind them because you're telling them to do that. But you can also set it to conservative if you're worried about the more intermediate or deeper passes in a longer down situation. They're going to get further back, give up the stuff underneath, and absolutely clamp down over the middle of the field. And with this also comes a bunch of new coaching adjustments where you can set your defensive line aggression, their gap integrity. You can also customize all of your match coverage checks for things like cover 4 quarters, cover 4 palms, and cover 6 versus popular formations like shotgun bunch or trips so that you can take away those annoying formations a lot easier. Number 6 is another really cool addition, and it could be your favorite depending on what type of a player you are. They brought back formation shifts. This adds a whole other layer of creativity to offense. Before your play,
I've seen a lot of people in my comments, asking for this.
And you go to snap the ball, your players will shift into the other formation. So this makes it a lot harder for the defense to get a read on what you want to do. And look, this has just been a really big year of innovation on gameplay because number 7 is kind of taking this a step further with the new tackle stick. Now, in the past, we were able to hit stick up or cut stick down.
The new
but now
tackle
if you go
stick.
Left or right on the stick, it's going to give you
Left
wrap
or right.
and lunge tackles as well. So now the right stick is a...
For you ones out there that like to spam the hit stick, for one, the hit stick was never something that you were supposed to use for every single. I don't know who put that in people's minds. I don't know how that even came about. But this right here is like your safety net. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but your safety net and like the 26 and stuff is using, if you're on PlayStation, a square or X. That's like your safety tackle. On Xbox is what is it, A and B, I think, something like that. But that's like the ones that you use to make a tackle to switch if you're not already switched on to that player. This right here, I think this is gonna be a really good thing for people that don't know how to tackle or have a hard time tackling in open space. I love that they added this.
Complete tackling and hitting machine. Now, those were all of the most important parts about gameplay, but we got to get into some of the game modes as well, because Dynasty has some great changes as well, and that's where we get to number 8, the Dynasty Blueprint. This is an entirely new system for Dynasty Blueprint mode that now makes you more of a program manager and a program builder versus just being a head coach. You now have a Dynasty point system which you have to use to manage your staff, your facilities, and your roster with recruiting. You also have AD expectations as well, so at a smaller school, maybe they just want you to win a certain amount of games or just win your rivalry game, whereas at bigger schools, they're expecting you to win a championship. And if you can't please your AD, you could lose your job. Basically, just think of the Dynasty Blueprint as your school's front office. Every program is going to have limited resources, and it's up to you to decide whether you want to spend them on NIL, facilities, or improving your coaching staff. And look, the bigger schools are going to have more resources just like in real life, so if you're trying to rebuild some of those smaller programs, it's going to be a lot tougher this year. Now, when talking about the Dynasty Blueprint and the Dynasty points, I mentioned your roster, and that brings us to number 9, NIL. It's finally in the game in a much bigger way. Now, while this also is included inside of Road to Glory with different types of sponsorships and deals you can get now and different scholarship packages when you're being recruited, it's also very, very big inside of Dynasty and that Dynasty Blueprint.
I would say a lot bigger in Dynasty because
obviously the 4 and 5 stars,
you know, you're managing the whole team.
3 stars and lower may not expect much at all. But it's not only about offering them NIL to land them as a recruit, you're going to also have to make sure you're giving them NIL yearly for them to stay on your roster and not transfer. Again, it's going to make rebuilding smaller schools a lot tougher.
And they have verbal commit now.
And we can't talk about Dynasty Mode without talking about number 10, the coaching carousel overhaul. This was something that was an issue in the last 2 games, but they've made it a lot better this year. Schools now evaluate coaches differently and have unique priorities and offer jobs that better fit your coaching resume. So now the coach moves don't feel nearly as random, and you can now apply for any job in the country instead of just a couple at a time. Now, this next one, a lot of you are going to love. They finally brought back the Heisman ceremony. We haven't seen this since, I think, the PS2 days.
Bro, I'm super excited. I can't wait to actually see this
ceremony. It'll show the candidates. They'll all be wearing suits. They'll have some cutscenes, and then the winner will be announced.
Yo, I cannot wait to see the cutscenes.
Layer of presentation to the 2 best modes in the game.
Bro, and yes, before you say, oh, it was in the PS2, this is not new. You gotta understand this. There were a lot of people that did not play college football during the PlayStation 2 era. Hell, there are kids that are gonna you know, get their parents to buy this game and stuff like that. They wasn't even born. Or hell, if they was born, they were babies. So we gotta stop being in like this little bubble to where, oh, everybody is the same age. That's one. 2, I cannot wait to see what the cutscene look like. I don't know if other people have posted like a clip or something like that. If they have, DM it to me, because I am super excited to see this, bro. Ain't gonna lie to you. You know LSU gonna win another Heisman, right? Yeah, we getting all them Heismans, baby.
And speaking about modes, we gotta talk about number 12, which is Coach Mode. Now, this is a part of Dynasty, but you can also use this in just regular play now as well. Now, this
I'm sorry for keep on pausing, but Coach Mode right here, this is one of my first things I'm gonna do when I get college football. I love this look. Okay, once again, for you ones out there, because I know they're gonna be in the comments on my videos, especially on TikTok and Instagram, we had this before, this is not new. I don't care. Okay, this is cool to me. Let me have fun, damn it. Sorry, but bro, and you can look and say if your offensive coordinator or your coach is not, I mean, not your, I don't know, I think it's only the head coach. Anyway, but from my understanding, you can be inside of these as well, if I'm not mistaken. Like, you can be higher up. But this right here, bro, this is so dope, bro. I got so many content ideas. Coach mode might be the most underrated mode in college football, because I feel like a lot of people are not going to do this. But for the ones that really like look into this and check it out, it's going to be so dope. Because you can just sit back and like you're watching a dream matchup. You can make you a dream matchup and just watch it unfold. Come on, man. Who doesn't want?
Kind of existed a little bit before, but they really revamped it this year. Now there's new cameras where
look
you can
at
watch your
that.
team
The
play
new
from
camera
the coach perspective
views
on the sideline, or even the coordinator perspective in the press
there you go.
box. And
Okay,
there's a
so
bunch
you
of
can
different
look through the
settings that go
coordinators.
along with this. You can cut off communication with your team at 15 seconds, just like in
Bro,
real life. You can set the
this
primary
is
read for your
incredible.
quarterback. You can make adjustments for your team. And you can play the game like a true coach and then observe them run the plays that you called. And all that stuff we've just
gonna
talked
be
about is
dope.
really good, but maybe my favorite thing about Dynasty this year is they finally added number 13, Stadium Builder. You can now create your own stadium for your team builder
Yep,
teams. You don't have to use a
Stadium
generic
Builder.
stadium or another school's. And it's not just about the Stadium Builder itself. It's Team Builder as a whole, which got great upgrades this year. You can now set your crowd theme, so you can have them all wear the same color or do a stripe out, and you can choose when those happen. You can now create your own soundscape, which means crowd chants, songs, band music, with all the different assets that EA has now put into the game. You can also adjust your Team Builder team from year to year. So if you want to upgrade your stadium as your program gets bigger with your Team Builder team, you can do that. Or if you want to add new uniforms a few years into your Team Builder Dynasty, you can also do that. And they've also integrated Team Builder into Road to Glory, so you can now replace all high school teams with Team Builder teams. And one of my favorite parts is you can actually replace college teams in Road to Glory with a Team Builder. So essentially, you can create your own.
Wait a minute. I didn't know that. So you can replace college teams as well? Holy shit. Wait a minute. Now I know last time he talked about that you can replace the high school teams, but you can replace college teams too? How much is it again? I'm about to take out my wallet right now. Just, here we go. I don't need no receipt. I'm good. What? I got so many ideas running through my head right now, bro. So you could change oh my god. Yeah, Alabama I'm getting rid of Bama. Quickly. Yeah, we changing that.
Own school and then go into Road to Glory and then try to get recruited by your created school. That's really And while we're talking about Road to Glory,
Mm-hmm.
let's kind of shift focus now into some of the good
It's
changes they
super
got.
dope.
Number 14, finally we've got new positions in Road to Glory. You can be a free safety, an edge rusher, and a tight end. 3 of the most requested positions that have not previously been in the game for many years are now back. And it's not just new positions, because that takes us to number 15. There's a new player builder inside of Road to Glory now, and they kind of took more of a 2K approach with this, where your height and weight can determine your
Yeah, they
max
definitely
potential for
definitely
different types
went to a
of
2K
ratings.
route,
You're gonna have caps,
which
at
is
certain
I like
ratings,
it.
but
I
there's
like the
also
2K
cap breakers
route.
where you can blow past this if you achieve certain objectives. And they've also added in legendary templates too. So if you want to model your tight end after Rob Gronkowski or Tony Gonzalez, or your safety after Brian Dawkins, they've got a bunch of different legend templates in the game now for all positions. Hey, if you're still here at this point of the video and you haven't subscribed, you might as well go ahead, subscribe, join the family. That way you're always up to date with all the latest news for College Football 27. And I'm going to have some new exclusive gameplay coming in a couple days, and you don't want to miss it. Now, one of my favorite parts of Road to Glory this year is number 16, which are the new draft projections and legacy scores. These are 2 things that are going to track for your player throughout your entire career. Your draft projection is going to update based on what you're doing in high school and then what you're doing in college throughout your entire career. Good games, your draft projection goes up. Bad games, they come down. Your off the field stuff that you have to deal with academics and fitness and health and all that stuff factors into this as well. So you're going to track where your draft projection is throughout your entire career, which I think is pretty cool. And then your legacy score is going to track your resume, because it's not all about just your draft projection. It's about the legacy you're leaving behind. So records that you may break, awards you win, and all those things are going to factor into where your legacy score is. Now, we've talked about gameplay and we've talked about game modes, but one of the biggest parts of college football that separates it from a lot of other sports games is the presentation. So we got to shift gears into that for number 17.
Yeah,
with
one of my
pageantry. And
favorites.
This is kind of a lot of things put into one here, but pageantry as a
They
whole
did
got
a
lot
lot with
of updates, as it does
presentation.
every year. There's a bunch of new mascots in the game now. I believe now we're up to about 120 or so, which is pretty cool.
That is
They've
crazy.
updated a lot of team introductions as well, so they look better than ever. They added more light and drone shows for teams to the game. They've added new crowd chants, new turnover celebrations, new regular touchdown celebrations, and much more. The pageantry, as always, is really good in this game, and they've just taken it to
I love
another
the
level.
drone shots as well.
But my favorite part about presentation this year has to be number 18, the new broadcast package. They've done quite a bit here. They added in Joel Klatt for commentary, which is pretty good. There's no more Kirk Herbstreit. He's been replaced by Klatt. They've also added Holly Rowe as a sideline reporter, so you're going to hear her
Bro,
at certain
I'm
parts
super
of the game
dope.
talking about things
That'd
that
be
are
s-
happening in
bro, I
real
can't
life
wait to
college
hear
football
her.
and in your dynasties, which is really cool. They've added a bunch of new broadcast visuals, banners, and presentation
I
elements,
love these
including new
visuals
player
too.
action shots and coach
These are pretty dope.
information play call panels. They've even improved the halftime show with an around the country segment that looks really good. They've added new third and fourth
Looks
quarter
really, really
transitions,
clean.
and the commentary is a little bit more alive in terms of talking about injuries,
Oh, it
the
is.
changing weather, player performances in the game flow, and the momentum. It's a lot better than it was in the previous 2 years. And
Ooh,
if
I
we're
like
talking
that. I like to hear
presentation,
that.
this next one, number 19, is also one of my favorites. Dynamic weather, something we've been waiting for quite a while. This
Yeah,
basically just means the
dynamic
snow and the
weather,
rain
boy.
can change throughout a game. Instead of it just being the same heavy snow all game, the game can start with no snow and then get heavier as the game progresses, or it could start with heavy snow and then ease up. And the
Bro,
same
this
goes
could be
for the rain.
brutal.
This can change on a play-to-play basis, not quarter to quarter.
Ah,
you'll notice
raining in
sometimes,
Death
even
Valley
just a
at
few
night,
plays
imagine
later,
that.
the weather gets significantly worse. Now, these next parts are going to be somewhat presentation, but also just more on the customization side of things. And number 20 is you can now customize your crowds, which is cool. Before, when you wanted to set your crowd to a certain theme, you
Wait, you can customize your crowd? Holy shit. Wait, what? Wait, did I already know about what? Customize your crowd? Holy shit. Crowd pattern, real black. Wait. Nah, what? Oh, that's crazy. Nah, I don't remember hearing about this. You can customize your crowd so they can wear different stuff. Oh my god, that's so dope. I want to see the full menu of the crowd patterns, like for every team. I might just make a video on that. All right, let's get back into it. Sorry.
couldn't do that yourself. You only got it inside of Dynasty mode for certain matchups, but now you can do this for any game. You can set your crowd theme as you go into it, and I think that's pretty
Nah,
cool.
this is cool.
And number 21 kind of goes along with this, but you can now create your own camera
how many is it?
presentation inside
27?
of Dynasty. So you can set your camera for different parts of the game and how you want the camera to look.
I'm
so you
so
can pretty much
glad
create your
that they
own
added
custom
this.
broadcast package, which is something that I don't even think a lot of people thought about previously, but now that it's here, I'm like, man, this is actually something pretty pretty cool. I'm surprised we
That's
haven't
super
had this
dope.
already. And this next thing is something that I feel like was definitely missing from previous games. Number 22, the rivalry energy. Well, what does that mean? Well, now when you play rivalry games, you're going to notice the players
look
are
at
more
this.
chippy, especially pre-game. They're going to be kind of pushing and shoving each
Bruh, the
other
pre-game
at midfield,
looks
talking
so
trash to
cool.
one another. And you're just going to see between plays, it's going to be a little bit more high energy than a regular matchup. And it should. Ohio State and Michigan, it should be personal. It shouldn't feel like it's another conference game. Now, this next one is pretty funny, and depending on who you are, you might not care for this at all, but number 23 is Mascot Mashup. Look, I think it's a lot
Mascot
of fun.
mode! Now, I have come back around to, like, really be so excited about Mascot mode. If you guys have checked out my last couple of videos, or anytime I talk about this, I'm normally kind of like, it's cool, but it probably wear off. But looking back at things when I was younger, when I was a little or smaller, this was one of my favorite things to do in college football. And for it to come back, I'm super excited, bro. It is one of the silliest, funniest, craziest, whatever you want to say, mode you can ever do. Okay? But when you see a LSU Tiger do a backflip to get out of a missed tackle, that's when it hits you like, what the first and foremost, you're like, what the fuck? Second of all, you're like, yo, that was dope as hell. But what the fuck just happened? Did a Tiger just do a front flip over? How? Did the dragon just blow fire? You know what I mean? Like crazy things like that. That's the cool thing about video games. You're gonna get the realism of it, especially in sports games. But then to have the goofy, funny stuff intertwined into it, I think that's what makes a game like a standout, or like make people years and years from now to be like, nah, actually College Football 27 was like, that was the shit. It had mascot mode and it was so, you know what I mean? Like those are moments
with
gonna
buddies,
stick with you.
especially people that might not be as good at the
Look
game
at that.
as you. Everybody's 99 overall. You're playing with mascots. They have custom animations, custom ways that they throw the ball and celebrate. It's just a lot of fun. Hey, if you got kids, this is also
So
probably something
crazy.
fun to do.
Oh yeah, if you got
24,
kids,
they
this is a
added
great
2
way
new
for them
teams
to
the game.
play,
We've got 2
get
teams that
or
came up
learn
to the
how to play
FBS level
football.
this year, North Dakota State and Sacramento State. And yes, they will be in
Yeah.
the game. I don't know if
North
everything
Dakota
about
and
them is
South.
going to be accurate yet, like their stadiums. That might take time to get those into the game. But in terms of uniforms and rosters, they're in the game now. Number 25, they added new objectives and rewards for the Road to College Football Playoff mode. And this is a mode that's near and dear to my heart. I love the online regular team head-to-head, but a big complaint the last 2 years is you couldn't change playbooks and you couldn't change uniforms. Well, this year, you kind of can do that. You can unlock them now by playing through the mode. There's new objectives and things that you can do, and that does give you the ability to unlock different playbooks to use with any team, and custom uniforms for teams if you win a certain amount of games with them. You can also unlock stuff for Ultimate Team if that's your cup of tea, and there's just other objectives and stats that'll track to just keep you a little bit more engaged into the mode. And look, we're getting near the end of the list, but we have to talk about another important change this year. Number 26, the big equipment overhaul. This was a big talking point, and EA delivered. They gave us a ton of new equipment this year, like the one leg sleeve, which a lot of people have asked for. The hanging mouse guard, which a lot of people have asked for. We've got clear reflective visors, better crop jerseys, logos on the towel, and a lot more. But we have to finish this list off with one of the biggest changes this year, and this is something that's going to change the future of the game as time goes on. It's finally on PC. That means it's going to look better than ever. That means modders are going to add crazy stuff to the game. And if you're a PC gamer, it's probably going to be the way to play this game going forward once those mods come out. Now, you know about all the great features, but you have to actually see gameplay. You got to...
Alrighty then. I've been recording for almost about 30 minutes now because I talked way too much. But yeah, I'm super excited. I cannot wait to get this into my hands and actually play it. Like I said, coach mode is gonna be one of the first things I'm gonna do. But yeah, let me know what's the first thing you're gonna do when you get College Football 27. Let me know in the comments down below if you're gonna get it. If you're not, you don't have to answer that question. But I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for joining me. See you guys in the next one.